Yo, what is going on, guys? Bobby here, and today we got another dope video for you guys, and we finally got the tier list coming out now. I went through a lot of analysis when it came to this one. I talked to a lot of people, I showed it during stream, I did a ton. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I just recorded previously, and it took me 40 minutes to record all of this. That's way too long of a video. I explained every single star power, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put all of the entire row basically done besides S, and we're going to talk about S, but we're going to just put the entire rows. I'm going to explain them really quickly why they're there and just move on, because 40 minutes, it's just too much. I went in depth on every single brawler. I realized that's a mistake. My voice is almost gone, but we're going to do this again because I want you guys to watch this video and be super happy with it. Now, also, we're doing a friends list giveaway again. We're going to have 3 spots available on the friends list, so all you have to do is like the video, you have to be subscribed, and comment down below your username, and that's going to basically be it. Just comment your name down below. In the next video, I'm going to say the 3 winners at the start of the video. You guys have 24 hours. Good luck, and let's just get into the video. So for the F category, this is what we're going to have. We're going to have the new BB, old Crow, both Jeans, new Leon, and old Brock. Completely useless. Don't use any of these. Don't buy any of these. S and A, you should 100% buy. B and C, buy if you like the brawler. I'm gonna add a D really quickly, and F, just don't buy it. Don't use it. Useless. It really hurts me that both of Jeans are gonna be Fs, just because he's my favorite brawler. I've worked so hard for him, and I became really good with him, and now he's just gonna be useless. He's been taken out of the meta because the star powers aren't very good, and the new ones for some brawlers are just way too good. But that's going to be the F, and let's talk about the D. Now, going into the D list, or the D tier, we're going to have new Daryl, old Tara, new Carl, old Primo, old Tick, both Pams, the new Rosa, and the new Jessie. I mean, these are okay. I guess you can use them in some circumstances. Some of them are really high skill caps, such as Daryl, or if you get in a right situation, you can do a lot of work with it. But with other ones like Tara, it's just basically taken out 100% of the time straight away. It's useless. Primo's fire is basically useless. Tick's regen, I mean, you don't need it. You're hiding behind a wall. There's no reason why you should be using that. It's just completely useless, basically. Both Pams, I mean, it sucks that Pam's such a weak brawler now. It definitely has to do with her star powers. They're just not good. They're not up to par with the other ones. And she doesn't really have a good option, which is why she's so weak. The new Rosa one, you don't need it. I mean, completely useless. You're gonna be in your super already. You don't need to be even stronger with Rosa. Rosa's played in grassy maps. The other one is healing when you're in grass. I mean, it's very self-explanatory. And the new Jessie one is just not that good. It's a little bit annoying on Heist and Siege, but that's about it. It's not good. And let's go into the C tier. So going into the C tier, I'm going to go in a little bit more in depth the higher up we go, what I do to fix them, what I would do to balance them. The C and B tier are basically our balanced tiers. This is where you're going to see most of the star powers. This is where you want star powers to be. You'd want 1 star power to be a B and 1 to be a C for a brawler. That's called balance. That's what you want. That's what you expect out of Supercell, which is a really good company. But the balance isn't really there right now. But there's been a while. They haven't had a balance since the star powers came out, which is fair to them. We're gonna give them a shot here. Hopefully, it turns out well. Sorry for the dog barking. But going into it, we're gonna have the Colt Speed. Now again, this is good. This is much better than not having anything. But the other one just completely outranks it. Same thing with Piper. I mean, the other one's just much better, but if you don't have any, this one's definitely a huge upgrade from not having anything. Nita's Hyper Bear, dominant in Heist, which is why it's a C, but completely useless in every other mode. If it was every other mode but Heist, it could be an F, but just because of how dominant it is in Heist, we're going to leave it at C. A lot of you are going to disagree with this. Luki, if you're watching this video, which you probably are, I very deeply apologize, but the Dyna Jump is going to be a C. I mean, for majority of players, I mean, they can't even jump. There's no use for jumping mid-game for most players. It's really hard to make this actually execute properly. The only reason I put it at C is because I've seen some insane players make some insane plays, so I know the opportunity is there. It's just basically impossible if you don't one-trick this brawler for this star power to be absolutely amazing, which is why I put it there. The Leon Speed, definitely better than Leon Heal, a lot more skill cap. But again, it isn't game-changing for Leon, which I'm happy about just because his brawler type. I mean, the fact that he can go invisible is insane. He shouldn't be able to, but if he is really good that he has 2 underwhelming star powers. The old Spike, it used to be insane, it used to be really good, but it's just overshadowed completely by a lot of the new ones and the current meta. The current meta is ranged. Healing Spike isn't really good just to throw on yourself, but more to throw on yourself and an opponent and stay near him and get HP while dealing a ton of damage and keeping him slow. but that's not really possible. It's not happening a lot lately, and we're going to go into Spike a little bit later. New Carl, way better than old Carl. Old one way better than the new one. You can hold down a lane way better. It just makes him much more enjoyable, much better, and it doesn't make him weak besides one super for 5 seconds a game. Sponge Frank makes him the highest HP brawler in the game. It's a pretty good star power. It's pretty strong. But again, it doesn't help out too much, just an additional 1k HP, which is why it's in the C. The Bull Shield, which is probably the most versatile for Bull. Actually, well, it definitely is. Unfortunately, it's just not used how you want to use Bull, which I'm going to get into in the little bit of a sneak peek in the B tier. The new Crow, this could be sneaky good. We haven't seen the plays yet, but I feel like this can be moved up to A, or at least to B. We haven't seen the plays yet by Crow. I can't wait for Alec to start playing around with this to see exactly how good the Crow can become with the star power, but I feel like it could be sneaky good on robots, on Ikes, on safe, so we're gonna have to see what happens. The Poco Heal, again, a good option, not bad at all, but again, the other one just outclasses it. Same thing with Bo. The vision is really good in some maps, for example, Snake, where it's just absolutely dominant, but besides that, it's not useful in much other places, which is why it's going to be in the C tier. Now, going into the B category, we're going to start off with two Barleys. I don't know why Barleys aren't beside each other. I mean, this is perfect. Just brawlers that are interchangeable dependent, or star powers that are interchangeable dependent on what the playstyle you like to have. If you're going aggro, if you're facing tanks, if you want to do damage, you're going to use the new one. If you're going Barley on Barley, Barley on thrower, Barley on something with more range, you want the heal. I think it's perfect. I think it's strategic, and I really like how they're both not overpowered, but they're both good enough to be in the B tier and interchangeable. Really good brawler. I think this is kind of a carbon example of what you want to have and what we want to see in Brawl Stars, which is just two fair star powers, a slight competitive advantage, but not too much. They're interchangeable, not a broken brawler, not a weak brawler. Perfect job balancing this brawler. Well done, Supercell. Hopefully we can see this with more brawlers down the line. Tick's new star power, I mean, he's just spammy with this. It's area control, it's range, it's spammy. This is a really good star power, really underwhelming. The stats aren't there, but it just makes him such a nuisance to face. And it makes him surprisingly a ton better. Going into Bull, the reason this one is better, even though the other one's more versatile, you can play it in more modes, the goal with Bull is to kill a safe, to kill a tank, to kill a robot, and to kill an Ike. And what does it better than a raged up Bull? Absolutely nothing. And you're playing Bull in Heist and in Siege, basically, and that's where this star power is the most effective. So that's why I'm going to be putting it at B and the other one at C, even though it's more versatile. Dynamite Demolition, again, I'm sorry, Lukey, this is just a better star power. You can one-shot like 7 brawlers in the game. Get another 10 or 15 to one-shot, and just you can play around with the tanks with this. It does a ton of damage. I think it's the most damage for one single thing in the game, unless you land on somebody perfectly with a Crow. It's just lethal, it's really good, and I definitely recommend getting this one, even though the other one is more fun. Going on to Daryl, I mean, this is basically a necessity if you play Daryl. For you free-to-play players, I know Daryl's like one of the worst brawlers in the game for you guys, or the hardest of 500, because you need that shield so badly for it to be good. You just gotta run over if you don't have the shield. But, I mean, that's who Daryl is, and I would definitely recommend getting this one. We're going to be going on to Frank here. This is really good. I mean, if Frank wasn't a brawler out of meta, this could be an A or maybe even an S. And when you get a kill, his shots go from 1680 to 2520, which is a big upgrade. It's like 30 or 33%. I'm not sure what the exact number is. It's just super good. I definitely recommend using it over Sponge, unless if you want to be just super tanky. I guess Sponge is the way to go. Going on to Jessie, I mean, there's no other way of putting it. This one's just annoying. It's a nuisance, but Jessie's just such an underwhelming brawler in the current meta that it's going to be a B. If Jessie was a stronger meta or brawler in the meta, I'd probably put this to A or maybe even S if she was like the strongest, but for now, it's going to stay at B. The Penny Explosion, which is basically really good. The best star power in Siege is going to be there for B. It's basically useless and bad compared to the other star power in every situation except for when it explodes to hit the opponent's Ike. But I mean, it's just so good for that we're going to give her a B. It's strong. It's a big upgrade over not having anything, which is why I put it there. The Healing Bear, it's just more well-rounded than Hyper Bear. Unfortunately, Hyper Bear is only good at one thing, which is being on a safe, and it gets taken out pretty quickly. So that's the reason why the Healing Bear is going to be here. Just much more well-rounded, better for all-around play, and I really like it. And Rosa's star power is going to be a B because it's subtly good. It complements her so well. You play Rosa on grassy maps where you can sneak, and that's exactly what the star power is, getting 200 health per second when you're inside of grass. basically just you sneaking around, you're gaining HP while doing so. It really complements her well, and that is why she is going to end off the B tier. Now, my apologies, before I get into A, I forgot to, we're going to have the first Rico and the second Rico, both in the B. Again, it's a big upgrade over not having a star power. It makes the Rico much better. They're interchangeable. If you use the walls a lot, I definitely recommend using the old one. If you like to run around like a crazy person a lot, I definitely recommend the newer one. They're both really good, fun to play, makes the brawler a lot more high skill capped. I would definitely recommend it, and this, not the Rosa, is going to end off our B tier. Now for the A, there's going to be one or two surprises, but I'll give a good explanation for it. Colt's completely understandable. 11% faster bullet speed, 11% more range. You just 1v1 another Colt just super easily. The range is super good. It puts it on par with a lot of other brawlers such as Brock, where it doesn't get outranged anymore, which is super good. Really high DPS, really fast. You can just demolish an opponent with this. I definitely recommend getting it over the other one. It's super good, and that's why Colt is going to be there. BB, I mean, you need the speed. Shout out to YDE having a 1300 BB as of this recording. I don't know what he is before, or not before, sorry, right now, but he's killing it, and especially with this BB speed, you can ask him speed over shield any day. The shield isn't really that good, basically useless. The speed, you need it with BB since she doesn't do too much damage, but you also have to go up close with her. It makes her a really effective and elusive brawler. Would definitely recommend it. Mortis, this one's going to be A. You gain a lot of health if you consider you get 1,260 every time you hit someone with your bats, as well as when you kill somebody at 1,260. So you're a pretty buff brawler with Mortis if you're getting kills and using those bats correctly, if you think about it. It's really good. You need one of the 2-star powers if you're playing Mortis, or else it just gets countered by like 70% of the brawlers. And that's why it's going to be an A. The Primo speed, again, just like the Ricos, it's crazy. You move super fast. It's an insane star power. Completely changes the game when you're playing Primo, and I would definitely recommend using it. The Shelly slowdown has been completely overshadowed by Band-Aid, but I would definitely recommend using it. I mean, it's just really, really good. It made Shelly broken before, and I'm sure when Band-Aid gets nerfed, you're actually going to see this used more than you think. It's really, really good, and I would definitely recommend getting this if it's in your shop. The Tara heal, this could be an S if it didn't get destroyed so easily, but it does, so we're going to leave it at an A. When it is being used and when it's on the map correctly behind you, just healing you, it's an S. It heals a ton, it does a ton of work, but unfortunately it gets taken out way too quickly, which is why we're going to have it as an A. And then the Penny, new star power, just a ton of area denial. It's super, super good. I would definitely recommend using it in any situation unless you're trying to do siege damage or damage to the Ike, but even so, each shot does like 9, 10, or 11%. I forgot which one after the fire. And the fire is big. It's like 3 tiles or 2.5 tiles. So I definitely recommend using this. It's really good, and that's going to end off the A. So going into S, we're going to cut to that in a second, but we're going to do this in order, one at a time. No spoilers. Let's get into it. Let's see what happens. So starting off the S tier, we're going to go with Brock's star power. It's really good. It gives you 6k HP, just shot after shot after shot after shot. Sorry, not HP, damage. It makes him one of the highest damage dealers in the game. You can spam shots. It's good for taking out an Ike, taking out a safe, taking out a bot, covering area denial. He has the range. This is just a really good star power. I really like it. The 7th best star power in my opinion in the game. And the next one is going to be Poco's. Now Poco is really good. When it first came out, a lot of people thought it was going to be the most broken or second most in the game. Unfortunately, it's not. Because very rarely can you heal your teammates and get your damage done to the opponents at the same time. I mean, again, even if you're just doing damage or just healing, it's really, really good. But, I mean, it's really hard to get it both at the same time. If you do, it's one of the most value plays, if not the most value play in the game. I really like it, but it's really hard to get that scenario done properly. Going into the top 5, it's going to start off with Coiled Snake. This makes Mortis much more viable on a lot of other maps. He's got the range. If there's someone at 3.3k HP, which a lot of brawlers are, or 3.9, this is just a really easy 3 or maybe 4 tap. You're going to get your bats. You're going to do a ton of work. You can't escape Mortis once he's right beside you. Just quick 3 dashes, and that is it. It's a really, really good star power. I definitely recommend buying it if it's in your shop, and it makes them be able, you can have like a 7 tile or 8 tile dribble. It's unreal. I would definitely get it if you like having fun in Brawl Ball. Super good star power. Now going into number 4, this is a little bit of a surprise since it's new, but it's going to be really, really good. We've seen it in competitive play yesterday be really good, and that is going to be Bo's new star power. 2 seconds is a lot of time in Brawl Stars in a game. If you can get someone standing still after they lose 2.3k HP in Brawl Stars, you're going to be able to get that kill if they're not behind a wall or something. Even if they are, you have 2 seconds to go over there and hit them. It's really, really good. I hope it gets nerfed because it's going to be broken. It's going to make Bo probably the second most viable mid in the current meta. He's really strong. I definitely recommend trying this one out. I like both of Bo's star powers a lot. He's definitely moving up on my favorite brawler list, and that is going to be it going into the top 3. Now, the top 3 is really hard for me, but we're going to start off with number 3 being Curveball Spike. I mean, Curveball is just the most obnoxious star power in the game. You cannot like juke it. There's no way of hiding from it. You can't hide behind a wall because they're going to hit you. You just have to get out of range. You can't lose a lane to a competent Spike that is using Curveball on the correct side. It's just the strongest thing in the game. I'd recommend using it time and time again. Top 3 best star power in the game. Buy it if it's in your shop and if you like playing Spike. It's unreal. Make sure you get it. Now this, surprisingly, was hard for me. In the current meta, and what I mean by that is competitive meta in my eyes, Piper is pretty far ahead of Band-Aid actually. A lot of you guys might disagree, but she just is. But unfortunately, I can't look at the competitive meta. I have to look at everybody. And if I do, I'm going to slot Piper in as the second best star power, the reloading ammo one, whatever it's called. It melts anybody in the game. And I mean anybody. I mean, I have clips of hitting 13 straight shots just because it's super easy to with Piper. You just shoot, shoot, shoot. You can take out a safe in a second. You take out an Ike in a second. You take out a bot really well. You melt everything in the game. It's super, super strong. It's definitely changed the meta. This one single star power has changed the meta, turned it into a more ranged meta. So I definitely recommend buying this. 100% of it's in your shop. Really easy to 1K Piper now. Really easy to get a high Piper. I would definitely recommend getting it. And the formerly uncontested until Piper's star power came out, but right now probably tied for first, but I'm going to give it the slight edge, is going to be Band-Aid Shelly. I mean, it's just broken. You have 10k HP as a Shelly. It's insane. You don't have to do anything to get it. You can just hide in a bush the entire time. It's completely broken. Please take it out of the game, Frank or Ryan. I beg you, if you're watching this video, take the star power out of the game or give it a severe nerf because it's no skill. Obnoxious. I don't like it. I don't think anybody does. It's just a big meme. Please nerf this Band-Aid. but yeah, that's gonna end my tier list. So let me know in the comment section below if you guys enjoyed the tier list videos. If you guys want to see more, I can do an overall brawler tier list. I can do the best skins tier list. I can do a lot. But I really did enjoy making this video. And if you guys like it, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Also for the friends list giveaway, make sure you do so. But that's going to be it for the video. Let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you disagree with anything or if you agree with my entire list, I'd like to see everybody's opinions. But for now, that's going to be it. I will catch you guys later. Yeah, peace.